Hey, everybody, listen. It is Monday Night Trending Topics. It's August 4th. I can't even believe that it's August already. So, it's August 4th. The title is called No Justice. We got stuff to talk about. Diddy got denied bail again. The judge said no. You know what? This is a very precedent case for many reasons. For the reasons that they brought these charges against him and didn't have no evidence to begin with. He has got to be making history with the amount of times a person has asked for bail and has been denied. This is insane to me. And even though Gina, victim number 3, wrote a letter saying, please let Diddy out, the judge still said no. But I think they should have got a letter from someone else. I understand why they probably said, let Gina write this letter, because she was supposed to be, one of the victims. And if one of the victims is saying, I'm not afraid, maybe they thought that would have had impact on the judge. But I think it probably pissed the judge off. Because she was supposed to come and testify against Diddy. She was victim number 3 in the indictment. She went MIA, and then all of a sudden she's here now writing a letter to say set Diddy free. I think it pissed him off, along with the prosecution. And I'm sure there's a lot of bad conversations that we will never be privy to, or maybe one day, because one day, someday, somebody will always come out, whether it's 5 years, 10 years later, and say, you want to know what happened behind the scenes at the Diddy trial? So the information will come out one day. Yeah, this judge been biased, Sheila. He is. He just don't like him. You ain't lying, Mo. Because I'm going to tell you about one that's getting out, that's part of the lineup. Social worker is out on bail, and she had a kid under her watch who she left in a hot car, and he died. But I'll get to that story in a minute. But either way, she out on bail. That's why the title is called No Justice. So Diddy was denied again. And I think when they got that letter from Gina, it pissed them off. They was like, what? This chick didn't show up? We wanted her. We needed her in this trial. She didn't show up, and now she's appearing and she's writing a letter to say, save Diddy, let him out, set him free. They were pissed. Well, the judge said no yet again. And I think these are diva thoughts. Nobody has to connect with them. They're diva thoughts. I think that this judge is going to try to throw the book at him for these 2 charges. And it's going to be crazy. So then we got this guy that he married not 1 person, not 2, but 3 ladies. Bamboozled 3 of them. They found out. He got arrested. Listen, there's a fool every day. And I'm not blaming the 3 ladies. They had no idea. But when he got arrested and later on had to show up in court, he came with the new girlfriend. You showing up to court with your man who is being accused of marrying 3 people without their knowledge. You a whole fool, lady. And good luck to you in that relationship. But we're going to talk about it. Well, he pleaded guilty. He pled guilty. And because he was a first-time offender, he got out on probation. I think he got 2 years probation. Child, be careful. If you single out there, be careful with the people you meet and you let into your life. But when you got the whole blueprint before you and you still say yes to the mess, then you know what? Whatever happened in that relationship, in that situation, it's on you. Don't come to us later for a refund because I'm not giving you one. This latest girlfriend that went to court with him, are you dumb, stupid, or both? But we'll talk about it. Then the social worker who left a kid in a hot car. The kid died. She talking about she went to get some food. She forgot. Whatever her excuse was, it's a poor excuse. And now a little boy is no longer here. But the kicker is she another one. She out on bail. A whole life is gone because you were reckless. And she's out on bail. But you got Diddy, who offering darn near everything. And he's not. He can't get out on bail. They're mad. They wanted his money. And when that jury didn't find him guilty of RICO, they lost their natural mind. They were pissed. But see, you know what? Diddy asked for a retrial, I think twice during that trial. And the prosecutors and the judge was like, no. The prosecutors also in his situation, they didn't want to get rid of the other juror. So they got to take this hit and stop acting like babies. Take your L, move on. Don't try to keep this man in jail for 20 to 30 years over some man act. It's ridiculous. But listen, people, y'all know what time it is. I need to bring the people on in the building. What do I need in the chat? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Monday Night Trending Topics, and we got stuff to talk about. No justice. Diddy got denied bail again. We got the Triple Marriage Probation, and we got the hot car shocker where she left the baby in the car, the social worker. Oh, God. You know, one thing I think I would never want to do is be a social worker because they don't have an easy job. And I'm not making no excuse for this woman. This woman's story is totally separate. She messed up bad. But I'm just talking in general. Their job is hard. You got to go to people's house, assess whether them kids can stay there. Are you going to remove the kids? It's a lot. That's one job I'll take a pass on, social worker. And to all the social workers out there that are really good ones, holla. Thank you for your services. Let me bring the people on in. Hey, Wayne. Hey, Julius.
Hey, Eva.
Hey, 48. So,
hey, y'all. Hit the like button.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, because the videos seem to sometime hold up my computer, so I'm going to go, because I have the two stories I have videos connected to it. So I want to do those stories first so I can click out of the videos and hopefully my computer will run smoothly. So I'm going to go ahead and do this social worker story first. So let's get into that. Let me see. Okay, let's share screen.
Starks has wrapped up for the night. He's that 3-year-old Birmingham boy who died after being forgotten in a hot car. Reporter Emma Ellis joins us live in the newsroom with the details.
Yeah, Val, it was a somber night in Bessemer where friends and family paid their respects and demanded answers. A sea of blue and green balloons tonight for the 3-year-old boy who was in DHR custody when his life was unexpectedly cut short. The Bessemer boy was found alone inside the hot car parked along Pine Tree Drive in Birmingham in late July. The Jefferson County Coroner's Office confirmed he was left inside for about 5 hours. At tonight's vigil, family and friends say they take peace that KJ is in a better place.
This message is for KJ.
we will reunite with you up there. You was taken from us and we never had a chance to say goodbye. But I know you are now safe up on high. So thank you to all that came out to celebrate the life of my nephew, Ketorius KJ Starks Jr. I am beyond broken and will forever carry you on in my heart.
Tonight, we know 54-year-old Kela Stanford has been arrested for KJ's death. She's charged with leaving a child alone in a hot car. She worked for an agency contracted through the Alabama Department of Human Resources. Gray Media spoke to a foster relative about what this arrest means for the family. KJ's father says he spoke to Kela Stanford, and in that recording, she mentions instead of dropping KJ off at daycare, she went to get food before going home and leaving him in the car. That's something the family's attorneys say is just unacceptable.
She had one job. She had one job to do, and that was to pick KJ up from the daycare and to take him back to where she picked him up.
Exactly.
And DHR and these workers are responsible for this child's death. He should be here today. This should never happen, and this should never happen to another child.
Now we're heading into an emotional weekend for KJ's loved ones. The boy is being laid to rest tomorrow at 6th Avenue Belua Baptist Church in Bessemer. Val?
All right, thanks a lot, Emma. Gray Media did reach out to DHR after the family spoke late this afternoon. We will update you on air and online when we hear back.
Well, the worker was arrested. I'm going to give more information. Hold on one second. Let's see if I can share screen again. So social services who left Smiling Boy 3 to die in roasting 105-degree weather car in 105-degree car is let out on bail. How do they let this person out? An Alabama social worker who left a 3-year-old in a roasting car for 5 hours has been charged in connection with his death and is already out of jail on bail. Kela Stanford, 54, was taken into custody Friday after Tyler in her care, Ketorius Starks Jr., was found unresponsive in a vehicle parked outside her Birmingham home on July 22nd. Ketorius, nicknamed KJ, was in his fastened car seat in the vehicle, which was off and had the windows rolled up. He was declared dead 30 minutes after he was found. The temperature inside the car was likely exceeded 150 degrees, according to his family. Before his tragic death, Stanford, a Department of Human Resources contract worker, had taken him to a supervised visit with his father, Ketorius Starks Sr. She was supposed to take KJ, who was in temporary foster care, to daycare after the visit, but the little boy never made it. Instead, Stanford reportedly stopped at a grocery store and tobacco shop before returning to her house, according to a lawyer hired by Starks Sr. Stanford was charged with leaving a child unattended in a motor vehicle in a manner that creates an unreasonable risk of injury or harm, Jefferson County District Attorney Danny Carr announced. Look at the gorgeous little boy. She was booked into Jefferson County Jail Friday morning, but was released on $30,000 bond soon after, records reviewed by Fox 54 showed. Stanford, who was charged with a Class B felony, could face 2 to 20 years behind bars. This is a terrible tragedy that was completely avoidable and unnecessary. Our condolences go out to Ketorius' family, Carr said. The family's attorney, Courtney French, previously told ABC News Ketorius' death was a heartbreaking and preventable tragedy. Based upon a preliminary investigation with the current extreme outside temperatures and the heat index of 108 degrees, the interior temperature of the car where KJ was trapped likely exceeded 150 degrees, French said. Stanford was terminated after the child's death, the Alabama Department of Human Resources said. The provider has terminated the employee due to confidentiality. DHR cannot comment further regarding the identity of the child or the exact circumstances, the agency said in a statement. It's unclear why the boy had been living with a temporary foster family. KJ family has calls for the employees to face further consequences. His aunt, Brittany Johnson, said his death was caused by neglect. I feel personally that he was neglected and that the true cause of his death, she's told Local 12. Stark Sr. spoke to the press about his son and said he knew how to count, knew his colors, 3 years old, knew all the animals. I'm talking about he was very intelligent. He was just joyful. Meanwhile, several Alabama politicians issued statements in support of the boy's family. As a mother and the senator of the district where this tragedy happened, I'm devastated by the death of little Katoris Starks Jr. State Senator Marika Coleman said, as reported by CBS 42. We need answers, and we may need to examine state law to make sure this never happens again. My prayers are with his family. The Birmingham Police Department previously told Daily Mail Stanford was questioned and cooperated with the investigation. Daily Mail contacted the Jefferson County District's office attorney for a comment. This is so sad. I don't know why he was not with the family. I don't know what happened, what the backstory is behind that, but this worker, she messed up and she went to get food in the smoke shop. Julius, your thoughts?
This was only a 3-year-old baby. Can everybody hear me?
We can hear you.
A 3-year-old baby. And this happened. This worker, you was that hungry. You chose to neglect this child. His, like, what was it that of a need to go to that smoke shop? You could have gone to other places, but first and foremost, I do want to say I hope she loses her job.
She did lose her job. They said that already.
Okay, good. And I hope she gets locked up. I just looking at that baby's picture, I'm speechless. It's just sad and heartbreaking that a harmless being is now no longer here. I have nothing more to add.
Yeah. Savannah, your thoughts?
Diva, I'm trying to stay in my Christian light and not wish that she would be locked up in behind in a car in at least 110, 20-degree weather for 5 to 8 hours at her big old age. So she was a contractor hired by the agency to assist in the transport of this child. I'm going to look at the agency and ask how do they vet these contractors? What were their qualifications? Is there training? Does she have children? Were her children removed? I have a lot of questions in this story, and it just angers me because it seems like the number keeps growing every year of children that are left in vehicles and perish because of parents that are not paying attention for whatever reason. This woman decided she was hungry and wanted to go shopping and went home. I don't know if car seat makers need to make a device or some type of alarm that if they feel weight in a car seat, it will automatically go off and alert the driver. I know my car gives me a message on my dash every time I turn it off, and it alerts me to look in the back seat. So I don't understand. I have very little sympathy for adults who claim that they forgot. You can't be that forgetful where uh, you can't be that busy that you can't remember that you have a baby in your backseat. Babies are not quiet. They're noisy, messy, and you have to hear them. There's just so much. I just think she was being reckless, and I'm also upset that she's out on bail. I don't understand how that is so. And being in Alabama, these temperatures lately have been out of control. They have been extremely high, and for that young man, that baby, to be in the backseat for 5 hours, he was baking. He was literally cooking in the backseat of that vehicle. So I hope she really does get some time. And I don't know why she was on out if she why she is currently out on bail.
It's just insane. Katrina, your thoughts?
Hey Diva, hey panel, hey chat. Looking at her, she look like she needs social services. Um, what I don't understand is she said she picked the baby up from the dad. Okay. Then you say you was hungry. And then what she went shopping? I thought she said she was going to get food. So basically it took you 5 hours to go get food and go shopping and go to a smoke shop. So when you got back in the car, you didn't see the child then? You was out there for 5 hours. Were you on the clock? Or what they said she a subcontractor or whatsoever. But yet still, and then I don't know what happened with the family. I haven't seen the mom. But why was this child in foster care anyway? Obviously the dad was seeing the child. So what did the mom do? And the family out there now, doing all this um balloon lift off and a ceremony. But where were y'all when the child was taken from that family? Like, what caused this child to be taken away? And where were y'all at that point? Because the child was in foster care at the age of 3. So what happened with that? That's what I want to know. Like, why is this child in foster care anyway? And basically, she had just picked him up from the dad. So, or from daycare, or she was taking him back to the foster home or something like that. But what I'm saying is, why was the child in foster care? Where's the mama? That the child had to be in foster care, and why isn't the baby with the dad? Something is a hit or miss with the story, whatever, and it's sad either way. But for you to go eat 5 hours, it's ridiculous. She looked like she owned something anyway, and I just feel sorry for that child because, like Savannah said, I know that baby was cooking, basically cooking while he was alive, and that is a sad situation because I know his brain. That's it's messed up. And no, I don't think she should be out on bail either. I think they should put her in a hot car, way she did that baby, lock her up in there, and see how she feels, and how she feels sitting in a hot car and she can't get out. I think they need to do these people the same way they be doing these other people when they did this. I think they crime should be they crime. I think that she should be put in a hot car and in there and can't get out as well. And she would see how that baby was feeling in that car. That's all I got.
Thank you. 48, your thoughts?
Hey Diva, panel, chat. So I'm coming for everybody neck in the picture.
Mm,
First with the lady with social services, uh, piggybacking off of what Kat said. How you come back to the car and you still don't see a human being in the back seat?
that
Like,
part.
what kind of tent do you got on? Did you put like you ain't put your stuff in the back, the trunk, the light didn't come on, something broke and jacked up in your county car? Like, what's going on with that? It makes absolutely no sense. And everybody knows on Diva's channel and on her train, 48 is an eye for an eye. So how that baby died or passed away, excuse me, Diva, I have the same sentiments as everybody else on this panel. She needs to go like that. Like, that is the suffering of that. Like, I be in my car, getting in my truck in the morning. And Diva, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I keep my door open. I'm in Houston, Texas. I keep my door open, push my little button for my truck to come on. Then I roll my windows down. I cannot imagine that baby had to be hollering,
Yeah.
screaming.
Oh.
And then after a while, that all that moisture in his body, you know what that's so rest in peace. First of all, I should have said that too. Rest in peace to little baby KJ. Rest in heavenly happiness. You be up there with Jesus, cutting up with all the other little kids, because Jesus loves the little children. Now let's get on this family raggedy ass. I'm on the sentiments of Cat, because it's a balloon release and everybody want to release and show love, but nobody was there when that family needed somebody to come and stand in the break.
Come on now.
Nobody was there. And it makes other people like myself not give a rat's ass about y'all. The only person that I'm worried about is KJ. I don't give a damn about his mama. I don't give a damn about the daddy. And it could be something else. Going off of what I know right now is no excuse. Yeah, he was there to see his son, but what the hell was going on for your son not to be in your custody in the first damn place? What
Yeah.
was going on at your house? Where
Yeah.
was your mama and your daddy and your aunties and your uncles and your cousins, all these folks in this green and white? Where the hell was they at when KJ needed somebody familiar in his life? Where were you at? So to hell with all of them. Throw the book at all of them. Get them
Bring it on
off the
home,
TV.
48. Bring it on home.
We don't need to see them on the TV. When we talk about KJ, we don't need to hear nothing about his mama, his family, what they fighting for, because you won't fighting when he needed you to fight. Here. That's
Yeah.
all I got to say.
Woo. Well, no, you said a word, and I'm in agreement. You said a word. Where were they? I don't understand. I do want more details, but now, he got his lawyer. He wanted to sue or whatever the case may be. But like you said, where were you? Now, when we get more details, maybe we could change up our thought process. But for what we got right now, I'm with you also. Where were you? So I'm going to roll into this other story, and I'm going to do this one again because I have the video connected to it, and I'm going to click out of it once I'm done because it kind of holds up my computer space. But this Florida man, I don't understand when a person finds out that another person is just no good and you still going to be with them. You a whole fool. Let's take a listen to this.
First, our I-Team has an update on a story we broke earlier this year. Good evening and welcome to ABC Action News at 6. I'm Wendy Ryan.
I'm Paula Grown. A Florida man was thrown in jail after his wife discovered that he was married to 2 other women at the same time. He was back in court yesterday for his sentencing hearing after pleading guilty to bigamy, which is a felony.
And new tonight, I-Team investigator Adam Walser is following through with the latest developments in this strange case. And it was shared all across social media.
Henry Betsey Jr. pleaded guilty to a single felony count of bigamy back in May. But after he entered that plea deal, he was arrested in another state, leading the judge to revoke his bond. When we last saw Henry Betsey Jr. in court, he was dressed in a sports shirt and blazer with his new girlfriend beside him.
Yeah, Henry, we want to get your side of all this. What can you tell us?
Well, unfortunately, I'm unable to talk at this moment.
But when he arrived for his sentencing hearing Thursday, he was wearing handcuffs and an orange Hernando County jail uniform. His bond revoked by the judge because he was arrested for assault and battery of a family or household member. The alleged assault took place in Virginia, where he and his girlfriend had traveled to attend a wedding.
Inappropriate.
Thursday's hearing was all about the felony bigamy charge we first told you about in May. 3 Florida women from 3 different Florida counties all met Henry Betsey Jr. on dating websites and married him at county courthouses during a 2-year period. Only one of his wives was willing to appear on camera.
I met him on Match.com.
He said all the right things.
He sold the perfect person when in reality he was none of those things.
Betsey didn't get divorces or annulments before marrying again. Last year, Tanya Betsey learned Henry was married to Michelle and Brandy Betsey.
I just started county by county putting his name in, and that's when I came up with the marriage to Michelle and the marriage to Brandy.
She found me and she messaged me, and I had no idea that she was actually still married to him.
The wives all blame the state of Florida for not cross-referencing marriage licenses between counties.
Because if there were safeguards in place and there was cross-referencing on different counties here in the state of Florida, none of this would have ever happened.
If the counties did talk, that would have saved me a lot of heartache, a lot of money, a lot of stress.
At Thursday's sentencing, Michelle Betsey addressed the judge.
And I am unfortunately still the wife of the defendant. I am not here today just as a woman who was betrayed by someone I once trusted, but also speaking on behalf of the other women involved. What he did was not a mistake. It was a deliberate choice, and choices have consequences.
Henry also spoke.
First and foremost, I want to apologize to the ladies for it, and I want to apologize to the court administration and also to my family and friends that have to be involved in this, because ultimately this is something that, I did not wish on anyone.
Because Henry had no prior criminal convictions and his case in Virginia has not been resolved, the judge said he was limited under the law in what sentence he could impose.
Adjudicated guilty of the bigamy offense, which is going to make him a convicted felon. I'm going to sentence him to 2 years of probation with 8 days credit for time served. He'll undergo a mental health evaluation. He'll complete a certified batterers intervention program.
Deputies collected Henry's fingerprints and a DNA sample as part of the protocol following his felony conviction. Betsey's former wives and their family and friends said they had hoped he would see jail time, but were glad to put a difficult chapter behind them.
And while it was not jail sentence, the fact that he is now a convicted felon, that speaks mountains. And I feel like that is vindication on our part.
Is that the first time you've heard him say, "I'm sorry"?
Absolutely. And I'm sure that it was only said because it was recommended by his attorney to say. Do I think that he has any remorse? Absolutely not.
Michelle says she's now talking to state legislators, hoping they'll introduce a law calling for some type of statewide marriage license database.
We can take this to the next level, that we all here in the state of Florida can learn from this, and that we can put up safeguards so that this doesn't happen to other women.
In addition to that probation, the judge ordered Betsey to stay off of social media and dating websites, and he also ordered him not to have any contact with his 3 former wives. I'm I-Team investigator Adam Walser with photojournalist Matt McGlashan taking action for you.
Adam, thank you. And here's a look at Adam's original story that was shared all over different social media platforms. You can find the story on our website at abcactionnews.com. There you'll also find a form to fill out to reach out to our I-Team who's dedicated to
Oh, this man. Hold on one second. So man caught having 3 marriages at the same time learns his fate during sentencing. A Florida man who illegally juggled secret marriages to 3 unsuspecting women he met on dating apps managed to escape jail time after his deception was unearthed. Henry Betsey Jr., 50, was sentenced to 2 years probation on Thursday after he pleaded no contest to felony bigamy in May, ABC Action News reported. Betsey married his first wife, Tanya Betsey, in November 2020 at the Jacksonville courthouse after meeting her on Tinder. 2 years later, Betsey married Brandy, who he met on a dating app Stir on February 22nd, 2022 in Manatee County. Months later, a third woman, Michelle Norrens, met Betsey on a dating website, Match.com. Was he not living with his own wives? It's just crazy how this happened. Match.com, and tied the knot at a courthouse in Hernando County on November 23rd, 2022. After only knowing each other for 3 weeks, she told ABC Action News in May. He said all the right things, Brandy said. He took each one of us to the county, to a county over to get married. For months, the marriage swindler was living a triple life, married to 3 different women, each of whom was unaware of the others. His ways wouldn't be brought to light until his first wife, Tanya, began to search for her husband's name in the county court records and made the shocking discovery that he had marriage licenses to 2 other women. I just started county by county putting in his name. And that's when I came up with the marriage to Michelle and the marriage to Brandy, Tanya told the outlet. Tanya then found Michelle online and messaged her with the startling findings. She found me and she messaged me, and I had no idea she was actually still married to him, Michelle said. Michelle contacted law enforcement about Betsey's actions, resulting in his arrest for felony bigamy at his residence in Seminole County last year. The woman believed that Betsey married them for money. Brandy shared that on the day they got married, he told her they needed to make that she needed to make her bank account a joint account. The woman also slammed the counties in Florida for not communicating effectively enough to prevent from getting married repeatedly. If the counties did talk, it would have saved me a lot of headache, a lot of money, a lot of stress, Tanya told the outlet. There are no safeguards, and I feel like that's part of where the system failed, Michelle said. Michelle and Tanya said they obtained DV orders from judges after Betsey became abusive and they were able to escape their marriages. Brandy told the outlet she kicked Henry out of her house after just 5 days of marriage. While appearing in court on Thursday, Betsey apologized for marrying a woman at the same time. First and foremost, I want to apologize. Well, we heard his apology. And, she said, I didn't think he was remorseful. I don't think he was either. I think he did it so that, he can just get a lighter sentence. That's my thought. And he's supposed to avoid social media, avoid dating websites, and get a mental health evaluation. Yeah, good luck. And that person that's dating him now, she's a whole fool. Julius, your thoughts?
Well, y'all, just like in Beauty Shop, like Gina Norris says, this is world's funniest video starring you and Inspector Crawford. Now we have the dumbest, astonishingly foolish, bigamist of all the land. Now, like the song says, ladies and gentlemen, Papa was a Rolling Stone, and wherever he laid his hat was his home. Now, I don't need to continue, but I am rolling in my head right now because this is hilarious. The Rolling Stone was living the good life. I mean, and I'm not gonna front. Them women is pretty, but like also this saying goes, every dog has its day and time to face the consequences. And that apology, he only said that because he got caught, and now he is a convicted felon. Okay, I'm done. I can't.
Savannah, your thoughts?
So what I'm hearing from this story that it's everybody else's fault but the women for not doing their homework. So in their research. So it's the county's fault, it's the magistrate's fault. This man did what these women allowed him to do. So while he's no good, I'm not gonna put this all on him. This was on the women. They were vulnerable, they were quick to marry, and they didn't do their research and homework.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to hold my other thoughts because they all look alike to me.
Thank you. 48, your thoughts?
This is kind of funny to me. I kind of agree with Savannah. Um, you know, what was he doing? And like as a woman, like you don't know when a man is like talking to another woman, entertaining another woman. Maybe I'm just the crazy, loony, psycho chick that, I notice everything if it's off, and I'm going off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I really I don't get it. More power to him, even though it's wrong. I mean, hey, he got away with it. He probably got some money. He got 3 different kinds of women, different, just for free. Like, don't be mad at the pimp. You know what I'm saying? It ain't right, but I'm just saying, I really don't. I don't get it. Could never be me. That's all I got to say.
Katrina, your thoughts?
First of all, he met him through a dating app. You can say whatever you want to say about a dating app. You can say, I am the president, I'm over this, I got this type of money, I got that type of money. And I see these women like this getting scammed all the time. He married this one. He married these 3. I see them Nigerian men on the internet getting all these women money. You must be crazy to send a man $300,000 and $500,000. Oh, he said he wanted to make sure the house is ready when I get there. You're an idiot. Who in their right mind? You never even. Oh, he was saying this. He was so sweet to me on the phone, and just lonely and desperate. Go to a bar. Go out to a club. Go to a dance. Go to a function. Go to play bingo. Go do something and get off the internet, because these people can tell you anything over this internet and you fall for it. And then they saying that the courthouse didn't check. You didn't check. Because if you wanted, this man told you everything that you wanted to hear. This way it comes in when I tell you that you need 3 senses to live in life: book sense, street sense, and common sense. They might have book sense, but they ain't got no common sense, and they didn't have no street sense. Well, one of them finally, the Mario Coins finally popped out of her head because she went doodling and pulling stuff up. But for these women, and she's like, we got to get a joint bank account. That would have been like, I don't share my money with people. We just met. I don't want to just get a bank account with you. You have yours, I have mine. When we need it, we'll meet in between. But I don't want to put my share a bank account with you right now. But these women was desperate, because look at him. I mean, come on. They was desperate. There's no way. And I'm not just going on his looks or whatsoever. I mean, but he's not like a suave, like Billy D. Williams like guy, and they fell for this. And then he getting their money. I can see if I fell for him and I'm getting his money, but he getting their money. I mean, good Lord. This is ridiculous. Get off the darn internet. Go meet people face to face. Talk to somebody, because you don't know who you meeting on this internet. He could have unalived them. I mean, anything could have happened. This is crazy. And then I'm sorry. I didn't. How you sorry? You're not sorry, because you was out there with your next mark when you came to court. This is just ridiculous.
And she the fool. And she the fool.
Fool, God, fool.
Yeah.
This man going to jail for bigamy, and you standing there. God, oh Jesus. Okay. But yeah, and then he got probation, so he might not listen. Then somebody tell him to stay off the websites. That man ain't gonna stay off the website. He gonna put up a fake profile and he gonna be right back on there. But good luck to the women. You get what you pay for. But that's all I got, Diva.
Ooh, and I put your name on my bank account. Then he had the nerve to be abusive too.
Yeah, good.
He was saying on the dating.
He would have had a pan of hot boiling water when he woke up.
Oh,
but that's just me. I'm just playing.
He was saying on the dating websites, I am a Nigerian prince. I'll show you the way.
Yeah, this is crazy. Let's roll into this last story. Sean Diddy Combs still stuck in jail. Judge denies bail. So Sean Diddy Combs isn't going anywhere, at least for now. He was again hoping for a taste of freedom, but the judge in the criminal case just denied bail for the second time, pending his upcoming sentencing. Judge Iran Subramanian ruled Monday against granting Diddy bail, siding with federal prosecutors and keeping Diddy locked up at the NDC Brooklyn as he awaits October 3rd sentencing for his conviction on a couple of Mann Act charges. In his order, the judge said there were no exceptional reasons warranting a release before his sentence. As we first reported, Diddy filed a new motion for bail last week with his legal team arguing he probably is the only man in America behind bars for hiring and transporting male S workers across state lines for his girlfriends. You know, the rest of this article is pretty much going to go into stuff that, you know, we already know. The point is the judge denied his bail again. Julius, your thoughts?
Lord have mercy. What is this? The chasing waterfalls of Diddy still. Ugh. Ugh. Like, ugh. It ain't get that no more. Get that. Listen, how about get that break? Get that break. Get that break. Like, ugh. Is this what we gonna continue to hear about all of it? I'm about to have me a whole tantrum. Cut it out. You gotta wait until October. Even though I felt like you gonna get off and get a pardon anyway. Still, just be patient. Or something. Drink some juice.
Thank you. Savannah, your thoughts?
You know, I think at this point, Sean just needs to go ahead and wait out these 60 days until sentencing and then deal with whatever the judge deems fit for a sentence. I do believe that there's some type of grievance or grudge or something because I'm not understanding. I think this is like you said, second or third time he's had asked to be let out on bail, and he's given up almost every asset that he has, and that's still not enough. I'm tending to believe that there's parts of this story that we just do not know. Why is this judge so upset that he is not even entertaining the thought of bail? Now, with this silly woman writing that letter yesterday, I think it did more damage than good. When I saw that she released it and read the letter online yesterday, I don't. Who you weren't there for the trial? Um, I don't want to hear from you. I don't know what she could have said that would make it she would believe that it would persuade the judge to grant him bail, and how her words would even have any weight on his decision to let him out. You defied authority and law. You were there. You were supposed to be there on the subpoena, and you thumbed your nose at it. So why come now? Why continue being part of the story when you didn't want to be there? So I think she really did more harm than good. I had no. We didn't need to see or hear that yesterday. I need her to sit somewhere. I just think maybe she's low on funds and needs him out to continue funding her lifestyle, whatever that may be. I thought it was going to come from Jane Doe 3 versus this one. But at this point, it's August, 60 days. He can wait it out, come up with a game plan to be a better Diddy when you get out.
Yeah, Jay Clark. Yeah, the judge. I will agree with you. The judge did make up his mind a long time ago, but I also think the letter pissed them off even more. And like I said in my opening, it really pissed them off because it's like we gave you a subpoena. You were supposed to speak on a prosecution behalf. You went MIA, and now you here with this letter. Yeah, I think it pissed them off. 48, your thoughts?
Okay, so I agree with Julius too. I think that Trump is still gonna 47, my bad, D, but 47 is still gonna like pardon him sometime, in the future. But Diddy is acting like a dope fiend. Like, bro, you in jail. Relax. Shut the hell up. Sit back. Dude ain't trying to hear from you. Just do the programs that you need to do. Try to get on good behavior because it looked like you fiending right now. That's what it looked like to me. And you've been in there for too long for it not to have like clicked and settled in already. Like, okay, bro, let me stop asking this young dude to get me out. He already don't like, dude, like it's not working. Even
Right.
Trump, even 47 came on there and like, I don't know, because he said this. He reneging. You know what I'm saying? So like you hang around with liars and you partied with these people, you consider these people your friends. So the character of 47, you should probably know. You should probably know you're gonna have to kiss some butt, write some letters. He might have you in there till Christmas. But did he just need to sit down, let his hair get gray some more, talk to some of them people up in the jailhouse and give them some encouragement. Like I said last time, count your blessings because you could have had a whole lot of years. I don't know how many he's gonna get, but Lord, thank God the Rico ain't happened. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So just like chill out, Diddy, because I'm about sick of you, and
Yeah.
that's all I got to say, Diddy.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you. And you know what I said too? Whatever time you're going to get, you would have had a year served by October. Chill. You spending your money for for them to keep going back to the judge, and the judge does not like you.
Oh,
Katrina,
Diva,
go ahead.
can I say one more thing? And if he's listening to these jailhouse lawyers, stop. Because they were excited that you beat that big RICO charge, but these dudes are still in prison with you. You're not talking to them on the phone. Don't get no lawyer what is it, recommendations or anything from them people in the jail that was as surprised as everybody else in America when you got off, because everybody else was just swearing he was going to be going down. So just chill. We tired of you, Diddy. Take that, sit your ass down until October and see what they say.
Yep, that part. Yep, I agree with you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah. Forehead, you a mess. Um, we you said that already, Diva. That's why I said I think you missed your calling. He need to just be quiet. That man ain't letting him out. I don't know who. I ain't alleged. I'm just saying somebody greasing that judge hands or something. Cause you offering $50 million to get up out of there, and they still ain't letting you out. Just sit down. Just focus on yourself. Maybe like you said, maybe it's a reason why they're not letting you out. Maybe God got a reason why they're not letting you out. Maybe you get out, you go do something, you might OD. I'm not saying that he will, but I'm just saying maybe it's a reason that you in there. But I think somebody is greasing somebody's palms to keep you there. It's something else going on other than this uh, SA or whatever they got him on. Cause I ain't never seen nobody hold nobody in there that long on that type of charge. This ain't making no sense to me. But did he just leave it alone? Now you saying the folks in the jailhouse is threatening you, but how is they threatening you when you saying they was clapping when you got off? See, you telling lies to try to get up out of there like the rest of them. Like R. Kelly had somebody beat him up saying that he got jumped. You got Tory Lane saying somebody punched him with how many times. They do this and say this so they think that the judge will think that their life is in danger. The judge already know the playbook. They're not gonna fall for it. So what you need to do is sit down October the 30th, whatever, October the 3rd or whatever, for you to come out because these folks is not letting you out. You ain't offered up $50 million. If they're not taking that $50 million, they're not gonna let you out right now. Just wait, go back to your bail hearing or whatever your sentencing or whatsoever. Maybe you'll get time served and you can be up out of there. And I said it last night that was the wrong person to write a letter to that judge because I'm not saying he watched Tasha K, but I'm quite sure somebody showed it to him or made him look at it or did something. She was the wrong person to do it. So just chill out, man. And just, I know you don't want to be in there because that's not your lifestyle, but you have been in there for a year. And I know you want out of there, but you put yourself there. So you just got to suffer the consequences until you get yourself up out of there. Because nobody did it to you, Diddy. You did it to yourself. And like I said, these charges shouldn't have been brought the way they was brought. But just mellow out, man, and just wait out to October the 3rd because you're not getting no leeway. And these lawyers just taking your money. They're just taking your money. That's the money you can be giving your kids. But we'll see how it go in October. That's all I got, Dee.
Ooh, thank you, Wayne. Your thoughts?
Yeah, what I think is that they're playing, this is part of the pardon game. Because 47 had said, when they asked him would he pardon Diddy, he said, well, I don't know. It depends, if I think he's been not treated right, And then they asked and they said, with the upcoming, the trial, he said that I'll wait to see what the judge says. And if he doesn't like what the judge says, then he said he just may give him a pardon. So I think this is just part of it. The judge, they can't look at the judge and say, oh, you gave him bail, so it won't be left in his lap, but is able to put it on the Trump side to make a decision to give him a pardon. That's what I think anyway.
Let me just, before we close out, hold on one second. I'll just show you a little bit of this. Let's just take a little bit.
Denied bail by the judge. The judge made it clear he will be in this lockup facility until October 3rd when he is sentenced.
Now, the judge pointed out, and I don't know if this is to try and make Diddy feel better about it, saying that's just 60 days away. Now, easy for the judge to say, Diddy clearly did not want to spend the next 60 days in jail, but that is where he's going to be.
And he will spend more time than the 60 days because then he gets sentenced.
Right.
And we don't know what the sentence is, but I think that what the judge said in his order today is bad news for Diddy. The judge said, look, I agree with the defense that in a normal Mann Act conviction, and the Mann Act is basically taking a prostitute across state lines, and that's it.
Right.
And normally you would grant somebody bail for something like that. But he said this case is different.
Different because there are several extenuating circumstances that have to do with violence. And the judge said, I'm not going to ignore the testimony that I heard in this case, the evidence that was seen, of course, the Cassie beating video. And the judge said that makes this a much different, this is not just a run-of-the-mill Mann Act case.
So you can look at it this way, because I get the judge's conclusion and I can understand it, but I don't necessarily agree with the way he got there, and I'll tell you why. That the judge is talking about force, fraud, or coercion, and duress. And yeah, you could argue, and I think that's probably the case, that the jury may not have found that beyond a reasonable doubt to convict him of sex trafficking, but they still may have said he probably did that. But
remember that some of that testimony involved violence that happened just a year ago.
Right.
So,
well, maybe the jury didn't believe that.
It does not matter. This analysis that the judge is conducting,
the jury may not have believed the testimony,
and that's fine.
Right.
So they didn't convict him. What this doesn't matter for is the bail analysis. The bail analysis is this guy a flight risk and is he dangerous? That matters for any type of charge. If it's a non-violent charge, let's say it's a financial fraud charge.
Derek, where was he going to go if he got out on bail?
He was going to go to Miami to his gorgeous mansion.
Right. And then he could go out to restaurants and go out.
Well, he offered that
he wouldn't be able to go out.
Oh, right. It was house arrest.
I get your.
It was. Thank you, Charles.
So your point is that there's no. If he's just in his house, then why is violence an issue?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because
there are
this guy is
other people in the house.
Well, and he's
what
also.
If he says he can't have any visitors?
Where is he going?
Okay.
Where is he going?
And I'm not. Wait a minute. So then everyone should be released on bail as long as they're willing to do those conditions.
No, the difference.
Everyone.
No.
The
difference is. No, but the difference is he wasn't convicted of. And I know the Mann Act has this weird phrase in it that it's a violent crime.
Put that aside.
But yeah, come on.
Put that aside.
there
the
was
law
no
aside.
conviction of violence in this case.
Doesn't mean that there wasn't a lot of evidence of violence in this case,
But
even though it
that's
didn't
not
prove that
what-
they were sex trafficked.
But that's not what's before the judge. What's before the judge is you have a conviction on 2 counts
Correct.
of the Mann Act, and you've had acquittals on sex trafficking and racketeering.
Correct.
So what you're left with are these 2 nonviolent crimes.
Right.
And what somebody does outside of that in their life, does the judge consider that for no bail?
I feel like
So
he considers it. He
maybe
doesn't have
all
to put
that
his head
comes
in the
up
sand.
in sentencing. And the judge made a point in this order saying that my ruling today about bail don't read into this to think that it has any bearing on sentencing.
I am so reading into it.
Yeah,
I know the
Well, very
I know
clearly
the
you are
judge
reading
said
into
it, but I think this is really bad news for Diddy for 2 reasons. One is the sentence, that when you look at what he could get, you know, the low end is time served, but it could be a year, it could be 2 years. Prosecution went north of 4 years. I don't think they're going to get 4, but I don't think he's going to get the minimum sentence, because I think the judge is really looking at this. That's bad news for Diddy on 1 count. The second reason it's bad news is, where's he going to put him? Where does he go? Does he go to a minimum security prison, a moderate one, or a maximum security prison? If they're viewing him, and the judge is viewing him as this violent guy, I mean, which he undeniably is when you look at the Cassie video.
But you
have the judge saying this,
but
it's going to have an impact.
Diddy has said is that he's getting treatment while he is at
not enough for the
NBC
judge.
Brooklyn.
Not enough for the judge.
He's getting that treatment at NBC Brooklyn.
Right.
I feel so you can't let him out go sitting at home in Miami. He's not going to be getting treatment there. He's in a program.
You know, he would say, "I'll get in-home service." Charlie.
Not enough. He's too risky.
I feel like this ruling, the judge dismissed what the jury said. I feel like the jury thinks this is a case. Okay, that's what I think.
So now the question: what's Donald Trump going to do?
Right, because there was as we told you, that President Trump was considering a pardon, and in fact, the way it was told to us, the conversations between Diddy's defense and the administration involved basically, if he was denied bail, that the president would consider an immediate pardon. Something has fallen apart, I think, in those discussions between Diddy's team and Trump.
Sean Diddy Combs,
Right.
would you consider pardoning him?
I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great, and seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well. But when I ran for office, he was very hostile. We're human beings.
Right.
And we don't like to have things cloud our judgment, right? But when you knew someone and you were fine, and then you run for office and he made some terrible statements. So I don't know, it's more difficult. It makes it more, I'm being honest, it makes it more difficult to do.
But more likely a no for Combs,
I
it
would
sounds
say
like.
so.
Okay.
Wow.
So
loyalty is everything.
Right.
I agree with you, Harvey. I think that this is bad news for Diddy all around. I mean, being denied bail, obviously October 3rd, when he's going to be sentenced, is not too far away. But if he were going to get time served, maybe bail would be on the table right now. But this is just sort of an indication from the judge that he's probably looking at a more fulsome picture of all the evidence that was shown at trial. And he is looking at maybe the evidence of violence, you know, regardless of the fact that it doesn't really play into the Mann Act convictions.
He is going to be in there for 60 days. I don't think this is good news for him in terms of sentencing.
He cannot feel.
Oh, by the way, real
positive.
quick, and they say that he was threatened when he was in this facility.
Right. Yeah, there was a part the judge said, because they had complained about the conditions at NBC Brooklyn. The judge said, I know it's bad, but the staff is clearly taking care of you. And he said there was an incident where another inmate threatened Diddy, and yet the staff protected him. So that's not going to be grounds to let him out either.
Whew. 60 days, y'all. In 60 days, it's probably going to happen like a blink of an eye. This judge is messy. But I said it in the beginning of the trial, saying it to the end. The judge is definitely biased. What sentence he's going to get, time will tell. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all for spending Monday night on Trending Topics with me. I know I came on a little late tonight, but I had something to do. But I totally appreciate y'all. Y'all know the routine. If you ain't hit that like button on the way in, hit it on the way out. I'll see you next time. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo choo.
Choo choo.